Hey guys, what is up? It is CFO Mods Gaming, and I'm coming at you today with another hardware style video for the recording space here. We're in the new house and going to be putting up our acoustic foam that we got. I will be putting links to everything that we use in this tutorial down in the video description, so you can pick all this stuff up on Amazon, and even the stuff that I already had, I will put links in case you guys need it. So we've got the acoustic foam, of course. And then we are going to be using Loctite spray adhesive. I'll put a link to some spray adhesive down in the video description. I'm also going to put a link in the video description for a rubber cement in case you'd like to go with that approach. I'm not particularly sure if one is better than the other, but it was just an alternate consideration. So if that's something that you guys have used before and you prefer that, then I'll put that link down there as well. Alright, so the method that I'm going to be using to apply it to this back wall here is going to be cutting out cardboard squares that are slightly smaller than the back of the acoustic foam, and that way once they're on the wall you won't be able to see the cardboard squares at all, you'll just see the acoustic foam. And so what I'm going to do is get those squares and then adhese this the acoustic foam to the cardboard, and then I'm going to be using command strips. Links are also in the description to put a command strip on the cardboard and then a command strip on the wall, and that way we won't be damaging our wall, and we'll even be able to remove if we want to rearrange them, or when we want to add new acoustic foam to the arrangement, new colors or whatever it might be, they'll easily be able to come off and be placed back on with just the Velcro command hooks or command strips. I'll go ahead and grab one of those and show you guys what I'm talking about. My drawer of command strips here. So it's these style, which you put them on one thing, put them on the other thing, and press them together. And then, they're well stuck. I think they support up to like 20 pounds or something. And then you can Velcro them off. So yeah, let's get started. So as I mentioned, I just went for these that were a little bit smaller. I've already cut out a few of them. I'm going to show you guys kind of what my process was for doing that. So I just, each of my foam squares are foot by foot or square foot. So I just took a ruler and measured out 11 inches by 11 inches, and then I ended up trimming that down a little bit, so it ended up being about 10 inches by 10 inches. For my first cut. And then once you've done one, you can simply just place that one on top of your next box and cut. I'll put a link to a box cutter in the description. I had a knife laying around, so I just went ahead and used that. But if you guys don't already have something that you want to cut cardboard with, and you're going to buy it just for this purpose anyway, then it might as well be a box cutter. Make sure to, of course, be careful as you're doing so. Make sure that, you see I'm kind of cutting towards myself, but I'm making sure that when I do so, I'm not actually cutting towards my body, I'm just cutting in that direction. If I was to slip, it would come off past me, not into myself. So I am not a knife expert by any means, and hopefully you guys will be safe doing so. Probably a little safer with a box cutter since you don't have the full blade, but at any rate, if you're under 18 or whatnot, or aren't competent with a knife, don't feel comfortable with one, then grab somebody to help you. It's worth it. But yeah, so you cut out however many of these. You have acoustic foam squares, and we'll go ahead and time lapse through that while I finish doing that for mine. guys, so a few moving boxes and a cardboard cutting montage later, we have our 12 squares of cardboard. I'm by no means a cardboard expert, so if you have a better way of cutting out 12 squares that are relatively the same size, then do that. But yeah, that worked for me. And so now we'll go ahead and attach them to the acoustic foam squares using this Loctite spray adhesive. Link is in the description for that if you guys need that. I know I had to pick up some, don't really keep that on hand, but at any rate, using the knife that I did end up with some kind of ragged edges, so I'm going to go ahead and clean that up real quick before attaching it to the foam squares. Super clean, but as you guys can see, why not? Let's cut a little bit more off. But anyway, as you guys can see, it's not coming over, and since this is going to be in the back behind the foam, I don't particularly mind. I mean, it's cardboard, so you're probably not going to make it look too pretty unless you buy some cardboard squares, pre-made or something that you're going to attach to it. But anyway, just going to take each one and do that same thing. Just kind of making sure that you can leave a little bit of a margin on the edge of each one. Go ahead and hit off the edge of this one just a little bit. I guess this is what happens when you do a copy of a copy of a copy. I kept taking my previous one and using it to be the kind of template for my next one. So if you want it to be more exact and only want to have to do this once, then I guess the old saying, measure twice, cut once, is true even when you're just working with cardboard. But anyway, I'm going to take each of these. I might have to trim them all up just a little bit, looking like I will. This one's good, but anyway, we'll go ahead and lapse through this so that we can skip to actually getting them matized.
Hey, this might come out as total madness, but just wait.
Alright, so we've got them all down, and let's go ahead and get this spray adhesive on. And we'll get these attached. So you'll want to read the directions on your spray adhesive. This one specifically says shake well before using. Adhesive and material should be above 65 degrees Fahrenheit. Clean and dry object or surfaces to be bonded thoroughly. Oh, clean and dry, verbs. Turn spray tip so that black dot is aligned with nozzle. Hold can in a vertical position and spray from a distance of 8 to 10 inches. Keep the can moving in order to get an even film of adhesive on the surface to be bonded. For permanent bonds, allowing short-term repositioning. Apply an even coat of adhesive to one surface, allow adhesive to dry to attack approximately 1 minute, and then bond materials. For a stronger immediate bond, apply an even coat of adhesive to both surfaces, allow to dry to attack approximately 1 minute, and then bond materials. Hint, do not start or stop spray on work to prevent runs and sags. So that's actually, that second one is what I'm going to do, which is to apply the adhesive to both materials, the cardboard and the back of the acoustic foam, and then I am going to just stick them together and let them dry. So we'll do that. Now guys, I should have mentioned that you want to use this either outside in a very well ventilated area, so I'm going to go out to my garage, open the garage door, and I have a box out there that I'm going to be spraying into, so we will jump to that. Looks like I'm finally going to have an excuse to use the Photo Pro Gorilla Arm style flexible tripod. Alright guys, so we are here, got this box to make sure that we don't get some bad overspray, and we are going to quickly spray each of these squares because it's rather cold outside, but gotta make sure I have my garage door open so that we have good ventilation. And after we spray the squares, we'll set them aside to dry, and we'll spray each of the backs of the foam as well. Alright, so it looks like we're going to have to switch up our plan a little bit. Since those are already starting to get tacky with their plenty of squares, we're going to start spraying foam. Making sure to keep moving for an even coat. And now we'll take the first cardboard that we did and put it back on the back of the first foam that we did.
What we're going to do is leave those like that, and get some books.
Alright, got some old textbooks here, so we're just going to place these on a hard surface with some textbooks on top of them to give some weight, and we'll continue on.
I really need to tell you something, 'cause I feel alone in a room surrounded by people. I wanna know if you're feeling it too. Out on the roof, here with you, it all seems so distant. With you, under street lights right next to the skyline. With you, yeah,
we can go ahead and take our stack inside and put them under the books in the studio. Hey guys, CFO Mods Gaming here, back to you. Sorry about the lighting and everything in that last shot. Hope you guys were able to kind of see what was going on. If not, feel free to leave me any questions below in the video description and I'll answer you guys with anything you need to know about how to do this. We've got our stack of acoustic foam and cardboard there, drying or setting, and we'll go ahead and leave that there and come back to it once it's done. Alright guys. So while we wait for that stack to dry, we're going to go ahead and measure so that we know where we want to place our arrangement of acoustic foam on the wall. I'm going to grab a pencil to make marks on the wall so that they're not permanent, since mostly the whole purpose of this exercise is to be able to hang this acoustic foam without doing any damage to the wall. So just going to get a mechanical pencil here, which is, in my opinion, great to write on walls with because the eraser works well. Not like an old wooden number 2 pencil where if you erase it just kind of smudges. So we'll go ahead and say that we probably want to have this 2/3 over on the wall. And I believe these walls are 8 feet long, but let's check and find out. They are not, so it is a good thing that I checked. Alright, this wall is 115 inches from the corner to that molding on the door there. So 115 divided by 3 is what, 38? So we'll do 76 inches from the far side. Let's see, how do we do this? So each third is 38 inches. You want to have it in starting at the middle of the second third from the right. Let's get rid of these boxes that we've cut up. So each third is 38. So that'd be the end of the first third. And 38 inches from that will be the end of the second third. And half of 38 is 19. So 19 inches between these two, or just in the middle of them. Will be where we will put the center of the center piece of acoustic foam. There's 12, so it's going to be a 4x4, so it won't really be the center of the center piece. It will actually be where where the center joint will lay, will be right there. So since this is just pencil, I'll go ahead and put a little bit larger of a line so that I don't lose that. And then there's our finish. And our other finish. Alright, and I'm not a contractor, very much so just a DIYer. So if there's a better way to do what I just did, feel free to do that, or even let me know in the comments below for my future projects. I'm always loving to learn. That's why I do stuff like this myself instead of, buying a pre-made solution. So, that's why I cut out pieces of moving boxes for the backings of the acoustic foam, using command strips to put these on my wall here, and just doing that to figure out where I want to put them. But yeah, so for now we'll just leave this to finish drying, and we'll come back to mount those on the wall. Alright guys, so we've given these guys a bit of time to dry. I would recommend just leaving them overnight for your application. Of course, it depends on the kind of adhesive you use. If you're using rubber cement or spray adhesive, make sure to just read the bottle and check what they suggest, really. I mean, that's going to be best depending on the formulation. But at any rate, instead of using the Velcro and using 24/12 on the acoustic foam pieces themselves and 12 on the wall to attach each one to, I decided to just go ahead and go for these little command strips. I think they're for like the little hook kind of command hooks, and they're much cheaper, so I was able to get 12 of them for about the price as I would get 3 of the Velcro strips for. I have both, but I had some extra ones of these, so I figured I'd just go ahead and use them. Of course, this isn't very heavy, just a piece of foam and a piece of cardboard, so I knew I'd be able to hold it up. So I'm just going to apply one to the center of each square and go from there. And then when you're applying command strips or command hooks, you want to hold it to the surface for 30 seconds. And then after we're done attaching it to here, we'll peel off the wall side little sticker. There is a command side and a wall side. It says wall on the back. Wall side. And so the command side is what goes to the command hook, or in this instance to the cardboard. And then the wall side, of course, goes to the wall. So there's still a little protective paper here that's keeping that from being sticky. I'm just going to hold it there for 30 seconds on each one, and we'll go from there.
It was at this moment that he knew.
So I just realized a mistake that I have been making. I assumed that I would always just put the command strip on the top so that it could hang. I figured that would be the strongest way. And I forgot to orient these in the way that I would want to hang them on the wall, whichever that way that might be. So this one essentially will now have to be hung this way, unless I want to put the hook on the side, which I really don't want to do because I feel like the force would kind of pull that down and pull the hook off. We'll see what I end up doing with that, because I just put this one on this way, and so I don't know if I put this one this way and this one this way, then I have the same color going the same way, which I always kind of figured I'd do something like that. So that is something that I will say, do not make the mistake that I did. Make sure that if you're going to use this kind of command hook strategy where you're going to command hook to cardboard, that you lay them out first or do something so that where that command hook is actually going to be holding it from. So because I would really suggest having it be holding it from the top. Just make sure that you have the top be what you want the top to be once it goes on your wall. Two more, and since I've done the rest this way, I'm just going to go ahead and stick with it and just kind of put them on randomly, and that might dictate the orientation of some of them that I do on the wall. Haven't quite decided yet. We will see after we get all these done. And we're going to leave those there overnight, as I mentioned. I suggest for you guys too, just to make sure that that adhesive is fully bonded so that we don't have them falling off the wall or peeling off or anything like that. So this has been CFO Mods Gaming, and I will see you tomorrow. Hey guys, CFO Mods Gaming here. It is the next day, and we have our acoustic foam here all laid out in the orientation that we want to put it up on the wall. It ended up working out with the command strips. A few of them are different orientations, but I've got it in a design that I like it, so I'm okay with that. It all kind of lines up and is a little symmetrical, has a good design to it. But at any rate, we'll go ahead and get these up on the wall. So that's pretty simple. I remember yesterday, I guess it hasn't been long for you guys, but we put this mark on the wall to know where the center of this edge is going to be. So we'll take our first one, and the left side of it is going to be right at this edge here. So we'll just go ahead and peel the wall side of our command strip that's firmly attached to the cardboard now. And we'll throw that away. And we'll place this, let's see, this is the top one. Oh, I haven't done up to down, so let's grab our tape measure real quick. So if we want that to actually be the center, let's see, we'll probably do about 2/3 up again, just like we did long. Oh, we're looking at 7 feet. I guess I could do this the easy way. So each third of 84 28. So we'll put a mark there at the 28-inch mark. And then let's see, how do we actually want this laid out? And it is going to be 36 inches tall. So we'll have an 18-inch center. Well, it will extend 18 inches either way from the center, wherever we start our center. Alright, so I think we're going to do just here, which is 14 inches from the top. Then we'll have a 36-inch depth, and it will end just about there. So it'll run from there to there. That looks good. Alright, so we need here at our center mark. Looks good. Alright, we can go ahead and start placing them up. remembering that this cross that we placed is the left edge here, and then I'm going to find my line again. Right there. Looks good, so we'll place that up and just press on the command hook through the cardboard. It recommends 30 seconds, which seems pretty solid to me. Make sure I have that on straight. I should probably have grabbed my level. But of course, cardboard and acoustic foam, neither of these are very heavy, so I'm not super worried about this falling off, but do want to make sure it has a good attachment, especially since it's my first one, and I'm going to be modeling the rest off of it. So now we'll take each one, peel the wall side off of the command strip, and line it up just in whatever orientation you guys want. Alright guys, and that is it. So as you may have seen, I started at the center and kind of worked my way around so that I could use the outside ones to push in the inside ones. So there was very small gaps, for instance, in between this, let's see, gotta turn around here. So in between this blue and this black, there was a very small hairline where I could kind of see through to the wall. And so I used this black and this black. When I was putting them in, I kind of pushed them up higher than I maybe would have if I was just placing them for their own sake. Kind of pushed it up, and then this black I kind of pushed over a little bit, and it just pushed this blue into its place better here, so that there. I'm so sorry, this is so hard backwards. Anyway, so that there were no gaps right here. But yeah, I mean, that's pretty much it. Very simple setup. I just have a 12 piece of acoustic foam. I might add some more later, but at any rate, that is it for today's video. and I hope you guys have enjoyed it. There is a solid cheap, or inexpensive I should say, it's not cheap, I think it's going to last just fine, an inexpensive and completely damage free, since it is using the command hooks, way to mount your acoustic foam. So I hope you guys have enjoyed. Please leave any comments or any questions in the comments below. Please also subscribe, really appreciate it. Helps me continue to make videos like this. And I will see you guys later. This has been CFO Mods Gaming, out.